a video on Throttle. Today, we're rediving deep into a question that has been buzzing around the motorcycle community. Is the brand new 2025 Kawasaki ZX4RR really worth the upgrade? For those of you who own a recent model, or maybe you're just eyeing the 400cc class, you're probably wondering if this new beast is a true game changer or just a minor facelift. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about what made the ZX4RR so special in the first place. When it launched, it completely redefined the small displacement sport bike category. We're talking about a high-revving, inline-4 engine in a lightweight chassis formula that harks back to the golden era of Japanese sport bikes. It wasn't just about getting from point A to B. It was about the screaming soundtrack, the razor-sharp handling, and the pure, unadulterated joy of riding. It brought a level of excitement and technology to the sub-500cc class that we had unseen in years. It was, and still is, a track weapon that you can legally ride on the street. So, the 2025 model has some pretty big shoes to fill. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the 2025 model. What's actually new? At first glance, you'll notice the updated color schemes and graphics packages. Kawasaki has always been great at making their bikes look fast even when they're standing still, and this year is no exception. The new liveries are aggressive, sharp, and they really accentuate the bike's aerodynamic lines. But we all know that looks aren't everything. The real question is, what's happening underneath that new paint? From an engineering standpoint, Kawasaki has focused on refinement. The core of the machine, that incredible 399cc inline-4 engine, remains largely the same in terms of its architecture, and why would they change it? It's a masterpiece. However, sources and early spec sheets suggest that Kawasaki's engineers have been hard at work fine-tuning the engine mapping and exhaust system. The goal here isn't necessarily a massive leap in peak horsepower, but rather to improve mid-range torque and throttle response. Timon's 2025 model should feel even more responsive and punchier when you're re-accelerating out of corners, making it more usable and fun in real-world riding scenarios, not just at 15,000 RPM. They're aiming to make that power more accessible across the entire rev range. Let's move on to the electronics, which is where we often see the biggest year-over-year improvements. The previous ZX4RR already had an impressive suite, including traction control, power modes, and an up and down quick shifter. For 2025, it looks like Kawasaki has refined the algorithms for these systems. The traction control is said to be less intrusive and more predictive, allowing you to get on the power earlier with more confidence. The quick shifter, which was already good, is reported to be even smoother, especially on downshifts. The chassis and suspension also get some attention. The frame remains the excellent trellis design inspired by Kawasaki's World Superbike machines. It's light, it's rigid, and it provides fantastic feedback. The big news is in the suspension components. While the previous model already had high-spec Showa units, the 2025 version features updated internals. This means better damping characteristics and a wider range of adjustability. For track day enthusiasts, this is huge. It allows you to dial in the bike with even more precision to suit your weight, riding style, and the specific track you're on. For street riders, it translates to a more composed and comfortable ride over imperfect road surfaces without sacrificing that signature sporty feel. So, let's get to the big question: should you upgrade? This is where it gets personal and depends on your situation. If you're a current ZX4RR, say from the 2023 or 2024 model year, the decision is a bit tougher. Your bike is already phenomenal. The 2025 model offers incremental refinements of smoother power delivery, more sophisticated electronics, and better-tuned suspension. Are these changes worth the cost of selling your current bike and buying a new one? For the average street rider, probably not. The core experience is very similar. However, if you're a serious track day rider or amateur racer where every tenth of a second counts, then yes. The refined suspension and electronics could give you that extra edge and confidence you're looking for. The ability to fine-tune the setup more precisely might be the key to unlocking faster lap times. Now, what if you're riding an older bike? Or maybe something from a different brand in the 300 to 400cc class, like a Ninja 400, a Yamaha R3, or a Yamaha C390? In that case, the answer is a resounding yes. The jump for per les Wintos ZX4RR inline 4 is a night-handed difference. The character, the sound, the top-end rush, it's an entirely different world. The level of technology and chassis performance is in another league. The 2025 ZX4RR isn't just an upgrade. It's a complete transformation of your riding experience. You're moving from a great entry-level sport bike to a premium, high-performance machine that just happens to have a smaller engine. It's a proper supersport, just scaled down. And for those who are considering buying their first ever ZX4RR, the 2025 model is absolutely the one to get. You're getting the most refined, most advanced, and best performing version of this incredible platform right out of the box. You get all the latest updates and the benefit of a year or two of real-world feedback that Kawasaki has incorporated into the new model. Starting with the latest and greatest means you owe, and be left wondering what if a few months down the line. Let's also consider the global perspective. In markets across Europe and Asia, where tiered licensing and taxes on larger displacement, bikes are common. The 400cc category is incredibly competitive. The refinements on the 2025 ZX4RR are Kawasaki's way of ensuring they stay at the absolute top of that class. They are not just competing on price, but on technology, performance, and pure desirability. This bike represents the pinnacle of what's possible within those constraints. And the 2025 updates solidify its position as the king of the small-bore supersports. In conclusion, the 2025 Kawasaki ZX4RR isn't a radical reinvention because it didn't need to be. It's a calculated and intelligent evolution of an already class-leading motorcycle. It takes a winning formula and polishes it to a mirror shine. For existing owners, it's a tempting but not essential upgrade unless you're chasing lap times. For everyone else looking to step into the world of high-performance, small displacement sport bikes, the 2025 ZX4RR is, without a doubt, the new benchmark. It's more responsive, more refined, and more capable than ever before. It's the sharpest tool in the shed. What do you guys think? Are the new updates enough to make you pull the trigger? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one and I'm curious to hear your perspective. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future content. Ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.